going on, folks? Welcome back to another Scum video. I hope you're all doing well. As always, thank you very much for your ongoing support on the channel. Greatly appreciated. And if you don't know already, I'm sponsored by GG Host, so you please go and use my affiliate link down in the description below to get your 50% off your first month. And don't forget to use my name, Raykit, in the promo code upon purchase. So, ladies and gents, here we are, Scum Hell's Kitchen 0.85. If you want to go read this in your own spare time or now, then you can just go into the description, click on the link, and you can go through what I'm about to go through here. But there are a few other things that I want to go through as well. Now, something that wasn't clearly advertised was the female hair DLC, which you guys might want to go and check that out if you go onto the Scum store. Also, you can see here on the right hand corner of the screen, it is 50% off right now, so please go and check that out. And if you haven't purchased the game, then I would highly recommend going to get this masterpiece, or shall I say masterpiece in the making, and go and get yourself this. It will give you hundreds if not thousands of hours of fun, ladies and gents, pure fun, I promise you. So that's the two DLCs. Oh, sorry, the other DLC was the guy from the Breaking Bad. So here we go. We're going to have a quick look through this. So there was a soft wipe, right? So they had to do a soft wipe because there were people exploiting the gold, which basically means if they, you know, only did the partial wipe and kept the gold, then that means players are going to have a huge advantage when it comes to rejoining the servers after the patch and everything else as well. So loot has been reworked, ladies and gents. Loot rework is finally here. Our level designers went and reworked each every spawn of the rework, so you'll see that loot makes much more sense. Looting will now be a much more pleasant experience, and more important, one of the bigger changes you'll notice is that loot no longer resets on server restart. I know, guys, that's crazy, right? You can no longer just camp inside the bunker waiting for a restart. Get out there, you lazy bum. We also have preparations for private servers to have more control over loot. So we're basically going to be getting our loot tables that we can adjust how we wish for private servers. And obviously official servers will do their own thing. Okay, so we've got the hunting rework. This is always being reworked, guys. Over the 5 years, we have seen this reworked. Actually, wait, Scum would have been out early access 5 years this August. This year, it would have been officially 5 years this August. I wonder what they're going to do for that. Okay, so hunting reworked. So the second rework won't be the last one as well. But for now, let's focus on hunting. It's been completely revamped and will require a lot more skill to hunt that big or small game. So get your hunting rifles, your fuzzy wool hats, and some beers, because we know no one hunts sober. And listen up, the hunt will start as soon as you hear an animal noise somewhere. So if the second you hear an animal noise, that's where the hunting game begins. Depending on the animal, the noise will be different, but it will always point you in a direction where you need to move. Search the area in focus mode and you'll be able to find your first clue. Pretty sure they mentioned about the awareness skill being huge for this. And obviously, if you have a very low awareness skill, you're only going to see clues for these animals within like a 5-meter radius. If you have advanced, then it's going to be well out. You're going to actually spot these in focus mode, these clues as well. So awareness is going to be a huge one, guys. Congratulations, you found your first clue. Now go up to it and you can interact with a hint about where the animal went. And you can see this player here holding F to examine, and it says the animal went northeast. Follow that direction and the audio hints from the animal to find the second track. You'll have to do this a couple more times. Just follow the clues and then you'll see it. A majestic beast in all its glory. So don't take too much time, though. If you wait too long between clues, the animal will get away and you will become a vegetarian. And you will need that, mate. So cooking rework is finally done, guys. Like this, I'm guessing it's going to be worked on in some way, maybe in the future. But here we go, the cooking rework. So this is a big one. Finally, after all this time, the cooking rework has landed in Scum. We worked hard on this and can't wait to show you what's in store. Before, we had some simple yet confusing dishes in the crafting menu, and we did not have as much control of as we would like. For example, there is no way to determine what is an optional ingredient and what is not, and it was not that interesting. So how do we cook? Well, here it is. To start off, you'll need a heat source, of course. Thankfully, there are plenty to choose from. You already know the fire ring and improvised fireplace. More on those as well below, yet we have added some more. So you can see here the portable gas stove, which is this red one. And this white one is a portable electric stove. Nice and simple. As you can see, you now have portable sources of heat, and also you can see they are gas and electric. That's right, there is nothing for free, so you'll need to have a power source for them. So basically, here we go. So this gas, these gas tanks here, guys, will fuel the portable gas stove, and I'll show you how this works in a minute in the next image. So obviously, if you want to fill up your gas tank, you need to use these gas tanks. So these are actually going to have a use now. So once you have gas, once you have a gas tank, you can fill it up at the gas stations that has a big tank. I don't know if you have to pay for that though. I'm not sure yet. And when needed for, let's say, connecting to the stove, you just put it near the tank. Will then will have a radius around it to show you that it can connect, so you can see if you hold F on the tank. So basically, if you hold F on this tank here, and then you can say show radius, anything within that radius that uses gas, like obviously the cooker, and obviously this portable stove here, the red one, which is a portable gas stove, inside that ring will work. And once you run out of gas, then you're going to have to go back to a propane vessel like this, and you're gonna have to refill it itself. So anything inside the radius is considered already connected. The portable gas stove can also be filled with gas by itself, which I just went through. So now we've got the generators, guys. We've got the medium electric generator and we have the small electric generator. And the sound for these are actually pretty amazing, because when we saw, when I posted a video out the other day, it was absolutely crazy. It was crazy loud. So you've got the medium electric generator and you've got the Ronda, which is a small electric generator. These work very, very similar. Or actually pretty much the same, not similar. They're literally the same. So you put them within a radius and it will power anything within the ring. Again, the medium electric generator here, this yellow one here, will have a wider ring, and the little Ronda has a lot smaller of a ring. Okay. So they work in similar fashion as gas tanks, considering a radius with a little difference. They are petrol powered, so you need to feed it with black gold. So these run on fuel, ladies and gents, basically. Also, these will work with prefab ovens, which you can only get in houses. So that is something, because you are limited to what you can cook if you don't have a prefab oven. So there's going to be a lot of people probably choosing prefabs now, because they can cook pizzas and everything else that you can cook within the oven, because you are limited on an electric stove and a gas stove, obviously. This includes refrigerators, so now you can refrigerate and keep your fresh food fresh. But again, every time that you have these generators on, these are actually going to be using the power, so you will have to use more fuel to fuel up the generators, and obviously the gas for the gas. But you don't need gas for the refrigerator, you just need the electric for the refrigerator, which is obviously one of these two. You guys keeping up with me? It is 5:30 in the morning. So here we go. So it says here they are amazingly useful for storing food, because as long as they have food and drinks in a fridge, it will completely stop the decay on all of them. Completely stop, ladies and gents. Yes, you heard. Just make sure you turn both the generator and the fridge on. So you have to keep it running like all the time. All right, now, so here's how the cookbooks work. So I'm just going to go through this one really quickly, because we could be here for a while, right? Okay. And like I said, you're going to get a video on this from myself during the week. So you can find these books around the map. Not sure if you can buy them. I don't know if you can buy them yet. So once you have these books on you, you will then be able to open up certain categories within your cooking. So once you have the book, you can then open up the categories. And then what it will show is the ingredients. So look where my mouse is, guys. So let's just start from here. So you get the book, you put the book in your inventory. It then enables you to look at some of these ingredients to cook things, right? And then what you do is you then, once you've clicked to what you want to cook, it will then bring up the ingredients, and then you just drop the ingredients into like this, and I will show you in the video later. And then you click this little chef's hat, and then you start to cook, and then a timer will occur, and it's a fast timer, so 20 minutes goes very, very fast. It's like in-game time. And then make sure to click this X the second you want to take that out, because otherwise you'll burn it and it will be absolutely useless. Now, as you can see with the oven, this is the benefit I was saying about the prefab oven, ladies and gents. You have 4 burners on the top, right? So if we go back up here very quickly, you can see that this has only 1 burner for the portable gas stove, just the one. Now, if you have a prefab oven, you got 4 and an oven at the same time, right? So you will be using more gas, and you also be using the electric to run the oven as well. So you need electric and gas to run these. Okay, so there's the benefit of obviously the cooking there, and the cooking will change as well as it sort of cooks. You will see the benefit. You will see the image change, the color change, especially when cooking tea and even pizza. You can see the crust on the pizza. It's nice. So you will see a timer going off, which you can see here. See this chef's hat down here, and you will see the timer above it here as well. So you can see it's cooking, and it's still got 10 minutes, and it's even got a bar. And basically what you do, it says here, once you are done, you can press the icon to stop the cooking, and voila, it's ready. And it even gives you a little rating of how well you've done that cooking as well. So there are optional ingredients that you can use as well. And someone said, and those fire rings we mentioned, there are some changes with cooking them as well. You now have 2 items that go along with them in order to cook. So you can see these different grills here. The old improvised grill, which is this one on the right hand side, you're already familiar with, but now it's been reworked and we have a new proper grill on the left hand side. You can place them over the fire and grill whatever is available on them. The improvised only has 1 slot, which is this one, and for grilling, while the proper one has 2 and is a lot more durable as well. So we have the new sentries as well. I've actually posted a video on this that did a lot better than I thought, but at least it gave everybody an insight of what these mechs drop. And they do drop C4 parts, grenades, CS gas, and stuff like that as well. So really, really cool. But obviously here are the mechs 2.0. And it is absolutely insane. It has a dual machine gun, it has a grenade launcher with flashbang, CS gas, and HE capabilities. Oh, and for the pesky little meat bags that think taking it on from range, it even has a nice surprise for you as well if you piss it off enough. Which this image here, or this little gif here, I call this the fuse radar. That's what I'm calling it, the fuse radar, because that is literally what it does. So that's what I'm going to be calling it. Yes, this new threat will surely make you think twice before you start pissing it off, but don't worry, it won't use all of its weapons on you immediately, for it has some, although very limited, mercy protocols. Depending on your compliance and aggression level towards it, it will gradually increase the number of weapons deployed against you, so behave yourself, children. What's that? You want to be naughty? You actually want to take on the beast? Oh well, here are some new toys then. The rocket launchers, guys. So, here we are, the rocket launchers. So, what else can I say? It's a rocket launcher, but there's actually a couple of variants as well. So there's actually 3 rocket launchers, ladies and gents. We actually have, what is it? Let's just read it from here. We added not 1, but 3 of them. So we have the AT4 in heat and HDDP variants as well. And we've got the rocket launcher that you can see here at the same time. And the RPG of the heat and frag rocket variants, many of you already know that what they are and how they work, but for you rookies out there, here is a short description. The RPG-7, which is this one here, guys. The RPG-7 is a Soviet-made man-portable multi-shot shoulder-fired rocket-propelled grenade launcher, widely produced in many variants. In its most famous rocket launcher around the world, it fires a 40mm rocket-propelled warhead. Warheads come in multiple sizes and purposes, making the RPG a versatile weapon that has been time-tested and field-proven for generations. The AT-4 is a single-shot 84mm shoulder-fired recoilless launcher. It is a modern solution for a light disposable man-portable anti-armored and anti-fortification launcher. It is effective against light armored vehicles and will be useless against any heavy armor and fortifications. So high explosive anti-tank, that's what HEAT stands for, guys. High explosive anti-tank warhead carries a shaped charge explosive meant to penetrate heavy armor, but is less effective in a wide area. Now the high explosive dual purpose, the HEDP warhead, combines armor penetration ability with fragmentation effect for dealing damage to softer targets in a wider area. Frag is a fragmentation warhead used for anti-personnel in wide areas, building, clearing, or general soft target purposes. So this is going to be fun. As you can see, there are many toys you can play with, and there are some nuances among them. The AT4, which is this one here in this little GIF image here, is a single shot. That means it can only be fired once, and it is to be discarded after. Before firing, make sure you ready the launcher first. So when you actually put these up on your shoulder and aim it, left click once, and guys, we'll be going through this in videos. Left click it once, and you'll get the sight up, and then left click again, boom. The RPG is a multi-shot launcher, so you can reload the new warheads into it. The PG variant is heat, and the OG variant is frag. So this one here, guys, you can reload over and over. But don't forget to use your weapon cleaning kit. So you can kill sentries now, but why would you? After all, you need less gear and less hassle just to sneak around to get in. Well, you can now also loot sentry wrecks, and they have some high-value loot. You will find some nice grenades, a bit of C4, and a couple of new items as well, which is CS gas. Okay, so we've got the BCU lock, guys. Here it is, another layer of protection. The BCU lock is a new gadget that you can place on your door or wardrobe. It then connects to each of your squad members' BCU and can only be opened by someone that has that BCU. You can still add normal locks as well, so the intruder can only lockpick them if they own your BCU. So basically, BCUs keep for the best loot. Or not, however you want to do things. This is going to need some experiment, as it is a whole new lock, and we all know what locks are like for new players, for most players, and new locks can be a nightmare. Okay, so we've got the tear gas grenade, ladies and gents, the right control. You've been tear gas fired. It only makes sense that you can tear gas others as a prize. Tear gas grenades can now be deployed. Have the pesky building camper inside that won't come out. Gas him out. Someone is waiting for you to exit the room before he will blast you in the face. Gas him out. Experiment what can go wrong. I'm not sure how to pronounce KRSKO, so I'm not even going to try it right now because you'll just laugh at me. So we have the new city. So expanding on the nuclear update, we have finally finished the intended POI. So to the east of the power plant, you will find the abandoned city. Prepare your hazmat suits and venture forward if you dare to one of the most atmospheric POIs with tons to explore and dangers that await. And don't forget, guys, the AI and stuff haven't really come in yet. Until they start putting all the creatures, monsters, whatever you want to call them, you know, biomechanically engineered creatures, it's going to be amazing. And it is very, very nice. I did showcase this the other day on single player. So here are some teaser shots, but the rest will leave to you. Now, we've got smoking. We're coming up to the end here, guys, so thank you very much for bearing with me. My voice is killing me, as I've done this all in one shot, and I haven't stopped speaking for 15 minutes straight now. But anyway, enough complaining. Let's move on. Another of the highly requested feature is making its landing, but its first message from our programmer about fatigue is important. So exhaustion is accumulated fatigue rework. So accumulated fatigue has been reworked into a body condition named exhaustion. Instead of immediately lowering your max stamina as you get exhausted, this body condition will have a buffer. The C1 severity of this body condition will act as this buffer. This means that your max stamina will not lower until the exhaustion body effect has reached C2 severity. As a lot of players were complaining about this, but this is going to come in with the food as well because of the energy and everything, I'm guessing. Just as before, exhaustion can be temporarily lowered by drinking energy drinks or permanently lowered by eating good food, resting and smoking. So even smoking can chill, right? Okay, now that we have that out of the way, you are now free to poison yourself through cigarettes in the game. That's right, after all this time, those packed cigarettes you've been founding around now have a usage. Also, you can like, I'm pretty sure there's like marijuana and stuff. So once you get the cigarette, you literally just light it. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory, guys. You know, you take out, right-click it, take out the cigarette, equip it, and then you light it with a lighter because you have your lighter in your inventory, and then you can smoke it. And there you go, you're now smoking. The cigarette will enter your clothing inventory and act as a mask while being smoked, and you are free to do what you want while smoking. The cigarette will also help with exhaustion recovery depending on what pack it is. Classics are weaker, so they recover less, while Lucky Stars are stronger and recover more. But don't think you can just do that without consequences. You're liable to suffer from nicotine poisoning if you try to smoke too much. Nicotine poisoning has 2 stages. The same way that this works with the caffeine poisoning, guys. So every time you try and, you know, you're trying to run down your fatigue to try and buff your energy back up again. But if you drink too much energy drinks or coffee, you're going to get caffeine poisoning. Or what's going to happen is with the smoking, you're going to get nicotine poisoning as well at the same time. So running around everywhere is not going to do you any good. So obviously C1 is symptoms, dizziness, disorientation. C2, vomiting, diarrhea, and weakness. There is no cure other than Phoenix Tears. The only way to get rid of it is to stop smoking, so stop, get some help. Cigarettes are the only thing that can be smoked, though. Yes, here it is. You can stop asking. You can now farm cannabis. RP players rejoice. Yes, you can actually, like, one single player, I actually spawned in like a bud. I'm not even kidding you, and you can actually smoke a spliff. So cigarettes, as far as you can farm them, you can check out that the farming patch notes, so I don't have to repeat myself. When you manage to get a plant that will give you buds, all you need is some paper. You know paper, that item you littered to serve with every time you found an ammo box or a diary. Then you just select one. Select the other and roll it up. Voila, you've now committed a crime, but you're already on a prison island, so I don't think someone would care that much. So this is what happened when you smoke cannabis. C1 is disorientation and bloodshot eyes. C2 is bloodshot eyes intensity increases. C3 is diarrhea, dizziness, and heightened senses. C4 is heightened senses, intensity increases, and vomiting. AKA greening out because you can't handle your weed. Right, okay. Again, there is no cure for it other than Phoenix Tears. The only way to get rid of it is to stop smoking, so get some help. 2 new symptoms for those with keen eyes, so let's explain a little bit. Heightened senses increases the intensity of the character's world around him and perceives colours, right? Bloodshot eyes gives you the effect of bloodshot eyes visually, while you will see your capillaries pulsing red around your screen. So there you go. This is really cool, actually. I like that. So, you know, it's actually, you're going to have heightened senses from smoking from smoking a bit of cannabis. Like that's pretty cool. But if you smoke too much, then it's going to be like too much. And I think we've all smoked a little too much from time to time. Okay, we've dropped another weapon for you all. It's been teased, and now it is here. The .22 Kruger, ladies and gents. Look at this, the .22. .22 ammo is very, very common around the island as well. So, you know, this is something that I think people are going to like. No, the SKS isn't in right now, or the SCAR, or any other weapon right now. Also, private server settings. And this is why it took so long to set. Everything was reset for RKG. So we had to reset everything. And this is how it's now done. It's not done on back end. It's very, very strange. Admin users have to be set into the server settings, admin users.ini file. Otherwise, you cannot set up being on the actual server yourself. So you have to be on the server settings, admin users backend, and everything else as well. We've pretty much got it figured out, and now we actually understand it. So why it's on the front end, don't really know. And but it is what it is. It's just how they do it. Okay, so ladies and gents, that's it from me. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. As always, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe if you did appreciate this. My voice is going to be loving the rest once I finish this video. But as always, thank you very much for your ongoing support on the channel, ladies and gents. As you can see, just to remind everyone, there is 50% off right now. So please go and actually purchase the game and go check out all the DLCs. Support the developers, guys. This is something extremely unique in the gaming world, in open world survival genre at least anyway. Come and be a part of it. This is absolutely huge. And like it says there, August 29th, 2018 is when it came out early access. So 5 years this August, on the 29th of August 2023 rather. So yeah, there's so much to come, and I've got loads of videos to make throughout the week. Don't forget to go and join my live stream, which is going to be today at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, guys. So stay safe, have a great day, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Take care.